Well, alongside me is Tom Marquand, who's got, I imagine, quite an interesting book of rides over the next few days, Tom. You're on a horse that you know very well, first of all, returning back here, and that's Big EVS, who created quite an impression this time last year. There was so much excitement, and he delivered. Is he the same horse, better horse? How does he compare to the Big EVS that was here last year?
Yeah, it still remains extremely exciting for this year, albeit we're coming back for the rematch, I guess. He's obviously not an awful lot bigger. He's a nice, small, compact type, but he's very quick. And obviously, we're taking on an American champion in Cogburn. But yeah, looking forward to it.
How do you deal with the draw?
Look, we come out with our foot on the gas and see how we go. Basically, I mean, there's probably not much more to complicate it than that. Obviously, we've got Brad Sell out with us, who's very quick as well. Like I mentioned before, Cogburn, I'm sure will do his usual thing. I think it's just one of those scenarios where it'll kind of be what it will be. As well as we break is all we can sort of ride the early part of the race and then go from there.
So he goes in the turf sprint, the race that he won last year, the juvenile turf sprint. You're on Big MOJO, who it looks as if the form of the Doncaster race could be key to determining the winner.
Yeah, absolutely. He's obviously a pretty different model to Big EVS. He's a bit bigger and probably a stronger type, but has a bit of a different run style. Obviously, he's been taking a lead in the UK, so you know, the low draw. We'll see how he breaks and as to how we take that early sort of first half. But yeah, Asterius is drawn down with us and looks probably one of the main dangers. And yeah, just really looking forward to getting on him. He felt fantastic on the grass this morning. It's probably taken a little bit longer to settle into American life than some horses do, but you can forgive a horse when they're a quick learner, and this morning he was great, so it's good signs, and yeah, he looks picture.
In the juvenile turf, you've got a ride on the WACO KID, who's a horse who's just coming to, it looks to me, his absolute best as the season's worn on. Is that what you feel about his form? Yeah, certainly reading into it anyway. Obviously, I'm only as aware of what he is and what he's done as everyone else, being that I've only watched him, I've not ridden him yet, but he looks like that Newmarket run last time was the best of the season, and he looks super relaxed here and chilled out. And again, he's got a compact model, so you know, hopefully the bend won't pose an issue. And yeah, looking forward to him. I was just chatting to you before we started this interview about the name of the WACO KID. You're not really a Gene Wilder fan. It's a bit before your time, is that right? A little bit before my time, yeah. I won't say I'm not a fan because I've never watched it, but definitely before my time. Blazing Saddles. If you get a chance, you and Holly, sit down and watch Blazing Saddles. It's one of the great films of all time. Hilarious comedy. That's a recommendation. Now, going back to your rides, the last of the 4 rides, I'm saving it because I think it's the best. PORTA FORTUNA in the mile. She has been a fabulous filly ever since she came over here last year. You got on board this season, and she's had a wonderful time, I think. She has. She's been absolutely faultless, to be perfectly honest. She's a superstar. She looks like she's travelled great, and I know the guys are really happy with her. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's a tough race. She's up against the boys, but she's a top class filly, and obviously shown her dominance of the mile fillies division. So yeah, hopefully she can bring that here. She just seems so honest, trustworthy, so that's nice to have that in the pocket. But the one thing that's going to be hard to work out is how the race will unfold, because it's such a tight-knit race between, you know, obviously yourself, Ramatuel, notable speech, and 1 or 2 really interesting other horses, Diego Velasquez and the Americans. For sure. I think that's the beauty of the Breeders' Cup, isn't it? You know, all these races, they take a bit of unpicking, and you can go through them as much as you want, but the dynamics of the race are often so far from what you think they might be. So look, she's very straightforward. I think that's a big asset for her as well. Like you say, she's honest, but she's super straightforward. She can be ridden forward if she's fast enough out of the gates. If she's not, we can take a sit on her. She's just she's a pleasure to ride, to be perfectly honest. And like you say, she's gone around a tight American track before on this kind of ground, so she's had that previous experience, and hopefully it's enough to get ahead in front. Tom, always a pleasure chatting to you. Thank you so much for the time. Best of luck with all the rides, and get watching Blazing Saddles. I'll watch it while I'm sweating in the bath.